right. We are live. Give me 2 seconds. I just gotta set the thumbnails for these two videos on YouTube. I will, this won't take more than a couple minutes. This won't take more than a minute. How's everybody doing? I know probably nobody's in here right now or might not be for a while, but sort of what I was thinking of doing was just I was thinking like, man, I'd love to just come on here and just chat about sports with people, just have a discussion. I recently had something on a Twitter account kind of blow up, and it was regarding an incident in the NFL that happened about 11 years ago, and it just kind of reignited this. You know, I've been missing talking about sports and like discussing the different new aspects and strategies and you know, just the different elements of sports. So I thought it'd be fun to just come on here and if anybody was interested in chatting, to have a discussion of about whatever they would like. And I thought the best way to do that would be to just kind of host a little mini podcast, whatever this is. So, yeah, that's what this is. If anybody has anything they'd like to discuss, if anybody has anything they would like to bring up, let's bring it up. Let's chat about it. Let me just make sure these chatbots are working. Okay, that's good. All right, that should be working too. Let's see if Twitch is working. And I guess we'll verify the other YouTube too, since no one's in here chatting. Yep, Twitch looks good. Twitch is looking good. And what about my other YouTube stream? That's also looking good. Okay. Fantastic. Oof, I don't really like the way that looks. Anybody see the guess I'll get things popping, but there was today, I don't know if anybody watches the PSGL. PSGL is a sim racing league, and they had a race today. PSGL is a league that mostly is run with esports drivers. Esports drivers are the top of the food chain when it comes to driving on the simulator. And there was a race today, and last lap of the race, there was a train it was at least a 3-car train, P1, 2, and 3. And the guy running in third, this was at Silverstone in F1, and the guy running in P3 on the last lap, instead of finishing the last few corners, he went into the pit lane. And as a result of going into the pit lane and boxing, he finished ahead of the 2 cars in front of him. So he went from third to first, just pitting, and just the animation carrying him through the pits won him the race. I didn't see any of the I guess I could just, let's see what maybe I can see on Twitter. I didn't see anything on Twitter after the fact about him getting suspended or anything like that. But it wasn't against, it's not against the rules. It was fully like it should have counted. You don't know what I'm here. This is it here. Let's play it for you guys. He's half a second behind Otis.
Is it even allowed? see anything wrong with it. Let's find out.
Yes, it fucking worked.
Hold on. GG's.
That's crazy.
That's a new one.
I mean,
Oh my god.
yeah. I don't know. Hey, bro. How you doing, guitar? Welcome in, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Anything you'd like to discuss? Any sports-related topic? Anything on your mind? Anything you'd like to chat about? I'm just kind of doing a little. Really, this is the first time I've done a stream like this. Just seeing if anybody's interested in it. Anything you'd like to chat about? I was just I don't know if you were how long you've been in here for, but I'll show you. Just showing this crazy clip from a F1 esports race earlier today. The guy was in P3, and on the final lap, instead of finishing the race, he went into the pits. And as a result, he overtook the two cars. Epstein's List. You don't talk about Epstein's List. That is not sim racing, or sports related. But definitely bad. Definitely bad. Epstein's List needs to come out, folks. We need to see it. We need to see it. Some of the best people are on that list. Some of the best and brightest people are on that list, folks. We need to see it. I'll pay big money to see it. Large sums of coin. What's up, Rick? How you doing, bro? How you doing, brother? Generally, this is a sim racing channel if anybody's interested. But right now, I thought I'd just do this. Whatever the fuck this is. Who am I picking for my... Is b-ball basketball? Or baseball? I assume basketball. And you're going to have to forgive my ignorance because I don't know players by position well enough to pick a team. No, all good, Rick. All good. I was just kind of fucking around anyway. I know that if you yo, what the fuck? That's the second person. Welcome in, Torx. What's up with Trump not releasing the list? Crazy thoughts. I mean, it's because there's way too many people on that list. That's why he's not doing it. Basketball. Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, I definitely don't know basketball well enough to do that. But I would say grain of salt must be taken here. Curry, LeBron, Michael, Shaq. Curry, LeBron, Michael, Shaq, and Kobe? Does that roster even work? Is that 5? That's acceptable, right? Seems like a pretty fucking bulletproof 5 if you ask me. Torx Racing, what kind of racing you like to do, brother? What kind of racing you into? What's your discipline? What's your preference? What game you play? What's the discipline? What's your thoughts on diesel swapped car racing? Man. You know what I'm going to have to do is Google diesel swapped car racing and get back to you. Diesel swapped car racing. Diesel swapped car racing involves replacing a vehicle's original gasoline engine with a diesel engine. Oh, that's kind of sick. I've never heard of that. Is it like? Does it make the cars faster? Does it? What does it do to the cars? Uh, my favorite game. I'd have to say iRacing. It's the one I play the most. Um, yeah, it's the one I play the most. It's the one that I think gives me the most immersion when I play. I feel because when I play iRacing, I take it more seriously. Like I know it is like a sim, and they intend it to be taken like you're driving a real life car. But I really do like try to act as if I'm driving a real life car now. Like it wasn't always like that, but um, yeah, I treat it like very, very. I treat it very, very seriously. I eventually down the line, like I've been sim racing for only 4 years, um, but I just don't. Sorry, I've been sim racing for 4 years, so I've just like, um, you know, at this point, trying to get into a little bit more competitive league racing, take it a little bit more seriously. They produce more torque off the line. Interesting. No, I've never. Yeah, I've never heard of that. That's interesting. That's very cool. Kobe, I don't know, bro. I'm not really interested in chatting with any of that about any of that stuff, dog. No, no disrespect, man. What's up, Terrence? How you doing, man? Yeah, I would have to say iRacing is my favorite sim racing game. I used to play F1 quite a bit, but I haven't played since they released 24. I never bought 24. I never bought 25. I'll probably end up getting 26 just because the regs change, and I'll be interested to see what those what those feel like. I think the F1 cars kind of limit themselves right now with how big they are. It's not that fun to drive at some tracks, and like Monaco, Azerbaijan. Um, I think the smaller cars will do it well. Have I played Burnout Revenge? I'm pretty sure I played Burnout Paradise. Is that the game where you can like there's like a mode where you crash and you rack up a dollar amount of damage throughout the city? I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that was Burnout Paradise that I played. Back then too, I used to play Need for Speed a ton. Need for Speed on the GameCube. I also had so much hair on my mouth. I think it's on this thing. I also had like NASCAR 2006, I think, for the GameCube. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know if I played Revenge. It does sound familiar. Yeah, man, I'm 31, almost 32. When I was a kid, those were pretty popular. Burnout was a lot of fun. Those were like, even to the, if, I don't know, they might be on Steam. I don't know. I would have fun playing those today. Yeah, NASCAR was, I don't know what one it was. I think it was 2006. I had a GameCube back then. I never had a PS2. I was a GameCube kid. I don't think there was many of us GameCube kids. I think it was quite uncommon. I knew like one or two friends who had one. But most of my friends, I think that was the same time that the Xbox came out. I think the Xbox was out at the same time as the GameCube and the PS2. They don't make racing games like they used to. Man, they don't make games like they used to anymore. I always go back to like me and my brother will still to this day. If he comes over in games, we're playing like the 360, playing on the PS2, like the games are just so watered down nowadays because of microtransactions. Mario Soccer. That's I might have like played. I played Mario Baseball. I don't know if I played Mario Soccer. I still played Juice 2 on Xbox 360. What is Juice 2? That game sounds. Is that a racing game? Okay. I never played this game. I'm just Googling it right now. Yeah, no, I mean, my brother, he's out of town now, but he we play the 360 all the time. No, man, I really don't. Like, if you look at a sports game now, if you look at a sports game, like look a sports game now is like split between multiplayer and franchise mode, and there's probably like an owner mode. And Noah, how you doing, man? There's so many different like things for sports games, and the biggest way that these like EA makes their money now is people playing on Ultimate Team, buying packs, buying all this shit. So nobody even cares about at EA. Like I'm sure that nobody like higher up like if you would ask them like, do you actually care about franchise mode? There's no way they care about franchise mode. Like unless this guy's like a hardcore gamer, which I doubt it because it's ass. There's just no way because they don't make any money with it. But back in the day, the only way you made money was to have a good offline mode because I don't know when online gaming became a thing for football and stuff like that, but it was like got to be like 2010. Like it got to be decently late. And so like Madden, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like they're just all concentrated on the offline experience. Like you were I think it was in Madden 04. You get drafted, you're in a little apartment. You have like a contract, then you play well and then you get bumped up and you're in a house. You sign your second contract and you're in a house and and depending on what city you're on, you like you've got a map of the city. And the city will look different depending on where you are. And within the city there's a barber that you can go to. You got to go to the barber to change your hair. You got to go to the tattoo parlor to get some ink. You got to whatever else there was. You could go to like the NFL Combine Center to get better. Like you had to like and then you were like became a superstar and you moved into a mansion. And it's just like there's immersion that like it was fun to progress in those games. 2K is your favorite game ever played for the 2K11. If I stop playing anymore. 2K NBA. Yeah, I played. I'm not a huge basketball fan. Never really. I'm not. No, I'm not Christian. I would say I'm sort of like curious at this point. I bought a Bible a couple weeks ago actually. Hi Liz. Hi Lee Nez. Thanks for coming in. New NFL games coming out on Switch 2. Is that like Madden 25 is coming out on the Switch? Or Madden 20. What is it, 26? It must be Madden 26, right? It's coming out? I haven't bought them. I haven't bought Madden since 2019, I think. Like, just for that same reason. The games are just so watered down now. They're just all the same. Like, I'd much rather go back and play, like, Madden 2008 or Madden 2010 even. Like, 2011. Madden 2011 is an unbelievable game. It's so much fun. You had those introductions that you had the quarterbacks getting off the bus, the weather, the people outside the stadiums, like the concession. It's just like there's so much immersion. 2026 NFL. Oh, that's cool. Down syndrome, Jesus. That's such a fair comment, honestly. Down syndrome. That really is a fair comment. And I'm kind of like, leaning into it a little bit. What do I think about GTA? Obviously, it's boring now, but personally, I think GTA 5 is the funnest game I have. I don't know, man. What do you mean I'm sounding old? Why? Because I'm saying that Sports games aren't what they. No, but I just laid out why though. You joined late. I just laid out. Were you here when I like laid out why though? GTA 5 like it, and I haven't played it. No, but I mean like fair enough. No, I know what you mean. Like I am sounding like that, but I just mean that there's not like with new games now, especially sports games, like the money is in the online experience. So like the um they just don't there's just no attention to detail in the offline modes, which is what I like playing. So that's why I don't buy the new games anymore. But yeah, no, GTA 5 like it might be the greatest game of all time. I don't know. I think I wonder what the younger generation thinks about Madden or like is anybody in here 15, 16, 17, even 20, 25? Something needs to make exciting for players who original set of the remakes. Someone needs to make something exciting for players, something original instead of remakes. Yeah, it's tough to make something original. So Jazz, how you doing, brother? Brady sucks. Man, Rockstar, have they ever missed? Like, they're I probably maybe like Bully was their lowest game ever, but I don't know if don't think I played it, but I don't know. A lot of people really like Bully. I don't know if it's a bad game by anybody's standards. It's just like it's just not a very popular game. But Rockstar makes banger after banger after banger, and they do the exact opposite. And this is the reason why no, Mahomes was not awesome last fall. Mahomes got carried by the defense and poor officiating. The reason why I said that iRacing was my favorite sim was because, like, sort of the reason why I think Rockstar is a good gaming company. Like, it's not a game that comes out every year. It's not a game that's like sports games can only fix things so often because they're working on producing the next game, right? They have to dedicate this amount of time to making the new content. They can only dedicate so much time to the old shit. But a game like iRacing, Le Mans, ACC, Rockstar's games, they're solo games, and they get released updates. You can put DLC, but iRacing it's an 18-year-old game. Like it's just been refined. I absolutely love it. I'm 28. I'll be 29 January 28 this year. I still have my older Xbox 360. Like I like. Let me think about some of the newer stuff that I really like. Like the older. I'm glad that I played. Motocross games are really fun to play. I love motocross. The Eagles did eat Mahomes. I really like the new what battle royale style like that. Battle royale style was that's like relatively new. That's a new generation in gaming. I think that like a lot of cool things have come from that. It's kind of it's like it's popularized a little bit slower gameplay, which I like. In the sense of like Call of Duty used to be like 6v6, go go go. I wonder how popular is that these days. Like I can't remember the last time I've played a domination game on Call of Duty. Down syndrome. What did you end up? What did you? What was the first like console gaming you were like how far back do you go where you're like, oh, I wish this was still around. Like, what's your like old person moment with that? Red Dead's your favorite game? The first one is unbelievable. I remember playing that. Yeah, it's got to be one of my favorite games too. What is your favorite older game console to play? It's probably the 360. GTA number 2, Doom. Yeah, okay. Remember Joe Rogan talking a lot about Doom. Yeah, I would say my favorite older game console would be the GameCube. Played that a lot as a kid. It was the first one that I saved up for. Actually, my favorite game of all time, and it's kind of a weird niche game. It's Super Mario Sunshine. Has anybody heard of that game? Doom was your first addiction. Rogan said the same thing. I don't know what but he said he was addicted to it. Hey, Keep, how you doing? Yo, can you spell run 5 times G? What? What? Oh, yo, can you spell run 5 times G? Are you in? 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 Is that what you're trying to get me to say? Too many hackers in Call of Duty, like in the Warzone or in the other one, in like the regular. I remember watching my dad play Big Red One. I think it was. I think that was the one that he got. I think he bought himself a console for his birthday, and then my mom got Big Red One or something. I think that was Call of Duty 2. What a game! That game was so cool. The old so many old school guns in that. What are you guys playing right now? Anybody gaming anything right now? Pretty much the only thing that I've been doing for the last 3-4 months is play iRacing. The reason I'm doing this today is because I'm kind of the week is just kind of slow and boring. Yeah, man, Minecraft is. I never got into it myself, but it's crazy how popular it is. Minecraft is massive. I watched this podcast called Painkiller already, and they have one of the hosts. He made he's a multimillionaire at this point, but he made most of his money off of a Minecraft server back like a decade ago. What do you do in Minecraft? Are you just building? Or are you doing person v person fighting? What kind of stuff are you doing? When people say they're gonna beat Minecraft, I have no idea what that means. If you plot me down in a world in Minecraft, I would have absolutely no clue what to do. Saved world, so you're building your own. Is that commands and serve? Commands and server? What is that? Commands and server? Is that part of Minecraft? Yeah, okay, so you can build. My brother, he showed me a couple of his worlds he had on Minecraft. They're pretty fucking crazy. Last year I bought a Nintendo 64 console. Oh, sick, man. There's a couple old school video game stores by me, and I almost bought a Nintendo 64 last year and a copy of GoldenEye. I remember when I was I want to say maybe 8 or 9. It was my birthday, and we had I had 6 or 7 friends sleep over, and all night long we played GoldenEye. But it was there was one character called Oddjob. He was this he might have been the only character that was a different height than anybody else. So you were just walking around with your gun, just aiming in the middle of the screen, but Oddjob was so small, it made it so much harder to hit him. So it was I don't know if we outlawed him or how we picked, but you could do I think it was 4 corners of the screen, so you could play 4 people. I'm here, and your 3 buddies are just the just so much fun, so much fun. Like you guys ever seen? I'm sure. I mean, Down syndrome. Obviously, you're old enough to remember, but no. But like people used to like tape a blanket or something to half of their screen, and one person would be under the blanket, and then the other person would be above the screen, so you couldn't see what the person on the bottom was doing. Now I'm gaming. Now you're gaming with people in fucking Germany, racing with people across the world. That's the coolest part about sim racing, though, is that, especially iRacing, you can, you can, and you will get into lobbies with real life drivers in any discipline. Like most of them are on iRacing, and a lot of them play a lot. So if you're good enough and you got your elo high enough, you're gonna get into a lobby with Max Verstappen or big name NASCAR guys. There's a lot of F1 guys who are consistently seen in on iRacing. It's fucking sweet, which is part of the reason why I'm like, you know, it's not the reason why I take iRacing very seriously, but it's like one of the things that I love about iRacing is that you can do stuff like that. Oh hell yeah! You should try. I don't know where you live, but near me there's a shop called Value Village. It's a big chain secondhand store. They always have old controllers, a lot of 360 controllers there, a lot of PS2 controllers there, PS3 controllers. Facebook probably would be a good spot to look, or eBay for sure would have them. Did you guys ever play a game called Driver on the PS2? No. The game PS1 was the one that I had. I think it was Driver 2? Was it just Driver? It was just a third-person driving game. I don't even remember what the quests were like, but when I was 5, 6, and 7 years old, me and my cousin used to play the hell out of that game. You drove like this like dark gray or this blue colored vehicle, I think. I got a weird message from iRacing. Just sorry about that. That was such a cool game. Driver, yeah, I played the hell out of that. You live in... Oh, okay. I'm in Vancouver, BC. Do you guys have Value Village there? It's a pretty big chain in Canada. Been thinking about moving somewhere out in the prairies. Don't know if it's going to happen, but it's pretty much the only place here with cheap land. Anybody watch the I don't know who was in here when I was chatting about it, but did anybody watch the or follow PSGL sim racing? Did you see the did you hear about the ending? I hope we beat the 50. Alberta's nice. I got some family in Alberta. I have a bunch of cousins and aunts and uncles. My parents are from there. My mom's from there. My mom is from there. So we've been there. I've been back there a whole bunch. It's quite nice. It is, you know, it's pretty brutal in the winters, but fuck, it's pretty beautiful in some spots. The Burt. What's up, bag of teeth? How you doing? Anybody watch the F1? Anybody watch F1, I should say. The F1. Does anybody watch the F1? pretty dominant season this year from McLaren, which is pretty. I was on Twitter the other day and I asked, like, as a new-ish F1 fan, is it uh is it weird that there's been such a change in power in the middle of a regulation? Because to me it doesn't make any sense, right? Like immediately from 21 to 22 you could see there was a change, a shift. Like, no longer was the Mercedes on par with the Red Bull at the top, right? It was clear that Red Bull was ahead. And then they were miles ahead. Like, it wasn't even competitive. It was literally like, we know who's going to win. It's going to be Max. But now it's like completely opposite. Red Bull is almost nowhere. Max is the only person who's done anything in the car for almost 2 full seasons. And McLaren is at the top. And one person said, yeah, it's very rare. Like, this is not a common thing. Almost every regulation is dominated by one car, and then when they change, either they continue or somebody figures it out. But it's very rare that it's such a flip like this. You watch motocross on is motocross on every Saturday? F1 is sweet, man. I got into it through Drive to Survive. They do a pretty dramatized version of the story. It's pretty Hollywoodified, but it got me into the sport. I was absolutely hooked on that show. But now that I am a fan of the sport, I haven't watched a season since. So I watched the first 4 seasons, and then it was at that point that I started watching F1, and the new F1 season happened to be like happening in like a couple weeks, so it was like perfect timing. And then I watched the season after, but for the last 2 years I have not. This year I got to go to Winnipeg, Manitoba for the Special Olympic Games for bowling. Won the gold. Oh, nice, hell yeah! For bowling, hell yeah! Is that 5-pin or 10-pin bowling? If you guys are enjoying the stream, please hit that like button if you wouldn't mind. I would really appreciate that. That would help out. And if you guys are interested, I do stream every day, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Pacific time. Most of it's sim racing, so if you're interested in that as well, you can subscribe and come back for more. Every Saturday, SX and there's MX outdoors. That's cool. I'll have to check that out. I do like MX quite a bit. I used to play a lot of motocross games when I was a kid. The racing was a lot of fun, but my favorite thing to do was the freestyle. I could jump those things and do flips all day long. Genuinely, if you gave me like one of those motocross games right now, I would hop on and do freestyle for hours. It is so much fun. 10-pin bowling, that's cool. What's your average score, would you say? What's perfect? Like 315? Something like that? I've been bowling in a long time. This used to be a bowling alley very close to me when I was a kid. We'd go quite often. It's quite a fun activity. Yeah, no, but the F1's great. It's a bit. I would say it's a bit slow in the at least now with the maybe it's just these regulations. They're changing next year, so it could all be different. But I would like it's a car series, right? So you can have the best driver on the grid, but if he's in a shitty car, there's not a whole lot he can do. But it makes it interesting because then it's the drama of it, very similar to like NFL, how you've got a head coach, you've got your offensive coordinators. You've got people who are building the cars. You got your aerodynamic team. You've got you got your engine team. You have your reliability team, and everybody's responsible for bringing that car together. So it's like, and there's a lot of drama involved. It's much more than just the race on Sundays. But when it comes to the race on Sundays, it can be pretty boring. It can be pretty fucking boring. There's not a lot of wheel to wheel in F1 at the minute, because F1 it becomes a race of tire management, fuel saving, much less about actual wheel to wheel racing. Like they all under fuel so that they can be lighter and gain an advantage, and that as a result means that people don't push all the time, and they lift and coast. They tire save as well to make sure that their tires will get to the end. So it kind of becomes a bit of like everybody's driving on an island. Otherwise, if they're driving too close, their tires just overheat and the race kind of goes to shit. So it's kind of a weird series to watch. Your average score was 185 this year, but I got a score 185 in practice. Fuck yeah. Good shit. That's goodness. That's impressive, man. I could probably get 100. Maybe. You ever seen that video of the guy playing chess? Quite a famous clip. I think the guy just retired. He's like, "Who do you think you are? I am." Gets a strike in like a big tournament or something and starts freaking out. It's fucking so funny. Such a good clip. What's the F1 race in Italy called? They do through the city, or is it a myth? In Italy, called that they do through the city. Well, there's a couple races in Italy. One's called Imola, Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. The other one's Monza. And that's got to be the only two. Is there three? No, that's got to be the only two. They're both in a city. I don't think they go through a city. I know that they're thinking about bringing the Madrid race back, which is a street race, and that will go through the Madrid city center, I think. $185. Goddamn. How many balls are you bringing to a game? Is it just one? Or are you bringing a couple with you? I think sports are crazy expensive. Like sticks now for hockey, I think people are paying like $500-$600 for one stick, and people break them all the time. Like when I was a kid, my mom would the nice sticks were like 100 $125. I didn't get those. I got like $40 sticks, $60 sticks. How the fuck do people pay $500, $600 for a stick, something that could break in one practice? Same with baseball bats. That shit gets so expensive when you're buying wood and you're having to replace. Yeah, I think they're talking about Madrid for maybe like in 2 seasons, or maybe 2028 or 2029. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know much of the details, but the reason I don't want Madrid, I think the F1's kind of getting themselves in a bit of a. I think I don't know. The cars are going to be smaller next year, so that's going to be good for racing. But a lot of the tracks now are street tracks. It's just so tight, and the F1 cars need to be wide open, and they need to be able to push, and the street tracks just do not make for great racing. They don't make for a great racetrack. No, I have never been to a race in person. I've been to when I was a kid in Vancouver. They had the Indy here every year. Every other. Yeah, I think it was every year for a while anyway, until like 2004 or something like that. So we a couple times went down to the area that they were doing it, just to listen to it, kind of, but never seen it before. I would love to go to a race. Is it Brazil or Mexico? I think it might be the Mexican Grand Prix. Is kind of around my birthday, so I'm thinking not this year, but the one after. I think I might go. You only have one. Yeah, man, that's crazy. That's crazy expensive. Where are those? The World Games. Where would you go if you got picked for those? That'd be sweet, man. I used to do a little bit of travel baseball. I mean, a lot of travel baseball. I played competitively until a year after high school, but good for you. If you guys are enjoying the stream, please hit that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate that. So they have any races in the USA? Yeah, they have a race in Texas. They have a race in Miami, Austin, Texas, Miami. They have a race in. Oh, there's another one. There's 3 America races. Yeah, they go to Australia every year. Oh, I'm gonna have to Google this. What's the third track? Is it just 2? No, 3. Oh, on Vegas. Right. Vegas. Absolutely brutal track. Vegas is so bad. The Australia isn't. Vegas is a street track. Australia is a street track. Australia has been around for quite a while though. The Canadian race is a street track. Azerbaijan is a street track. Jeddah is a street track. What else? Any other street tracks? Miami is a street track. I think it's like half and half, I think. But there's the other racing like GT3 hypercar racing. That's really fun to watch. That's more equal cars, and it's just more like driver skill. So that always has more like wheel to wheel action, and that's why NASCAR is fun to watch too. NASCAR oval is fun to watch. Oval is for me now that I understand racing. I really didn't think it was fun to watch before. Now that I get it, I find an interest in it. Oval is really fun to drive as well, and on the sim, you're for the same reason. You're always wheel to wheel with somebody. You're like, even if you're far away, you can still see them. Whereas in F1, it can be, most other racing, most other racing isn't just a circle. But it's a discipline in racing with a lot of action, so it makes it quite fun. Chaotic, it makes it hectic as hell. Like it is very an accident. If you're watching a stream, like I'll be watching something on Twitch with really good drivers, like professional level NASCAR drivers on the sim, and they are going like 2 laps wrecking, 2 laps, wrecking, 2 laps, wrecking. It's just the nature of that discipline. I might do more sports this year. Sign up in new baseball, bowling, or golf, or something for special. Actually, nice to live in the city. Oh hell yeah, man! Good for you. You should do all that. Golf is fantastic. I used to play baseball myself. Alberta has enough roundabouts for an F1 track, so you should consider doing a race here. You guys have a lot of roundabouts there. Should do introduce the new F1 snow tire in Alberta and do a winter race. An ice tire. Build an ice track. Whereabouts in Alberta are you? I got family in St. Albert. My cousin's just outside Red Deer. I can't remember where he is. He's just outside of Red Deer. Are you a Oilers or Flames fan? Oh, okay. My brother went to. He played ball in. No, did he play ball in Lethbridge? A bunch of my buddies went to PBA, which is in Lethbridge, I believe. Never got into hockey. But my brother went to Vauxhall for school, for ball. My buddies went to university at PBA. I played hockey until I was 12. So for a long time, I was very... growing up, it was the sport that I probably followed the most. Is that your local hockey team? What league is that? Doesn't sound like a WHL team. Used to have a team in a city I lived in called Abbotsford, called the Abbey Pilots. I can't remember the league they were in, but it got a lot of like local support. Very small league, but people in Abbotsford loved it. I wish I missed that. I missed that aspect of being in a smaller town, having like that, like, you know, people looking forward to going to a very low level sporting event. I think that's cool. There's some minor league baseball around me. It's kind of the same vibe. Little neighborhood stadium. It's quite nice. Small. I mean, Canada doesn't have much for big city sports. It's really only Vancouver and, well, I guess there's a handful, but Saskatchewan. Like if you go there, it's all about the CFL. I don't know if they got anything else. I think Saskatchewan has. Is Brandon in Saskatchewan? That's Manitoba. Does Saskatchewan have a WHL team? I feel like they must. I feel like they do. I'm just skipping on the name of it. The Prairies are such a mech. I say that and I might be moving there. Yeah, just outside. Pretty fucking expensive over here. Got decent sports. Canucks are alright. Lions are alright. Would be nice to get the Vancouver Grizzlies back. Went to one of their games a lot when I was like, geez, I don't even know how old I was. So young. It had been, or it was, I think I was like, yeah, 5. It's one sporting event though to this day that I wish um I had gone. I've been to it as an adult. You can take a train from this area down to Portland, get there in a couple 5-6 hours. I've been thinking about doing that for the to go watch a Trailblazers game at some point. Nice easy commute down there. Hop on a train, go watch a basketball game, and come back. Nice and easy, light work. You guys ever been to an NFL game? Anybody ever experienced that? That's quite the NFL is something else, man. I've been in New England a couple times to watch the Pats play Peyton Manning and the Broncos. I went in 2013 and 2014. The first year I went, I'm a Pats fan, so I went. Where's the government? Oh shit! Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, went to New England the first time in 2013. They were down 24-0 at halftime. Then they ended up coming back and winning. That was fucking sweet. And then the season afterwards, I went. Pretty good game. The Pats ended up winning kind of handily there. But those are the first two NFL games I'd been to as an adult. I went to a Seattle game when I was a kid. I don't know if anyone remembers when Terrell Owens signed the ball. And then it was those games in New England. But and in between, I've been to a million Canadian football games. At the NFL, like at the Pats game, I don't know if this is like this everywhere in the league. Not a single person was sitting down the entire game. They were losing 24-0, and like nobody was sitting down. Both times I was there, I didn't sit down once. Not like the first time I was there, it was, I think it was -10 Fahrenheit. Felt like -15 or something like that. Or it was like 5 and felt like -2 and felt like -10. It was fucking freezing. Down 24-0 in freezing conditions. Nobody sat down. At halftime, everybody went to the bathroom, just like huddled and tried to get warm for a couple minutes. Some people went, and the people who went to the concessions and grabbed beer, by the time they got back to their seats, the beer was completely frozen. They had 2 frozen drinks. Like they couldn't drink these beers. They had to eat them if they wanted to do anything with them. It was insane. It was so windy. I had this hole in my glove, and they a little bit of my pinky was exposed, and for like 3 weeks after the game, it was still frozen. But the whole time people were standing. Like the atmosphere in the NFL stadiums is something else. So many people. The worst teams will probably sell out. Like it's so different. It makes the CFL is great. Like the CFL here especially, like no, I shouldn't say here. The CFL is great, but the people, the size, it's mad. And I can only imagine what it's like to go to a college game. I've never been. But anyways, boys, I think I'm gonna head off. It was fun chatting with you guys. I'm definitely gonna do this again. I'm definitely gonna do this again. I was streaming, doing some racing for like 3 hours. I hopped off. And then I wanted to hop on and do this because it kind of has a little bit of a test. See if anybody came in and chit-chatted. And yeah, and you guys this was a lot of fun. So thank you guys for coming in and chit-chatting. I stream every day except for Saturdays, 7 Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Excuse me. 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Pacific time. And then on Sundays, I go from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to try to mix some of these just chatting streams in. They're fun. Just to get in here and bullshit with you guys about whatever. But yeah, thank you guys for hopping in. Rick, Noah, thanks for chatting. Down syndrome, if you're here, if you're still here. It was a blast, and we'll